Hey y'all, welcome back to the 50 Plus channel. My name is Sean, and today we are going to be talking about dating over 50. Dating over 50. Okay. I don't even really know where to start, but I will start by saying this. When I left Michigan and moved to Atlanta, I was single probably about 5 years. I was single for about 5 years. And when I left Detroit, I was kind of a player. But I moved here and I said, it's time to grow up. It's time to settle down. It's time to stop playing games. And it's, time to get serious, settle down. So I decided that the next relationship I got in, I would be more open, I would be more honest, and I would be there mentally, physically, and emotionally. I would be available. So I meet a young lady. I've been in 2 relationships since I've been here, but we're going to talk about the first one. The first young lady, I swear to God, Atlanta is something different as far as dating. The first young lady, she studied me and she gave me exactly what she thought I wanted, and I fell deeply in love. It was all an act. She was a complete narcissist and broke my heart. Lied, cheated, and stole. Mostly lied and cheated. I had someone move in because they needed somewhere to stay, so they moved in with us. And she is the one that informed me. She was like, yeah, you guys have an open relationship? And I was like, nah, what are you talking about? Why would you even say that? And she was like, yeah, so-and-so has a whole nother relationship. And I couldn't see it. I couldn't believe it. I was like, no, she wouldn't do that. She said, yeah, I asked her about it, and she said that you and her had an open relationship. And I, for the life of me, just could not believe that she even got down like that. I was like, okay, well, prove it. You're going to have to record it, or you're going to have to do something, prove it. Didn't take long. Like the next day. The next day, she was like, I got your proof right here. And she was like, I'm not trying to hurt you. I just don't want you to look like no fool. So I was like, okay, go on and play it. She played the tape, and it was a tape. It was a recording of my girlfriend talking to another stud, calling her babe and eat your food and all this ridiculous stuff. My heart sunk. Completely humiliated, completely embarrassed, and completely made to look like a fool. Everybody plays the fool sometime. See, now you know I'm old singing shit like that. Anyway, I got a music video for y'all too, because I like old school, but I like new school too. Anyway, back to the story. So she proved it. And I didn't confront her right away. I just watched her. She didn't know I was watching her. She was so cocky and arrogant. And thinking back, she cheated before this. She's just getting caught this time. But anyway, so I watched her. And I watched her have attitudes when she couldn't talk to the other person because she had to be present here with me, with what we were doing. So she would get attitudes more often, and she would try to go off to herself more often so she could make the phone calls. And then one day we were sitting in here, and I don't remember exactly why we were on the internet, but I think that I was trying to see where her head was. So we're online, and I said, okay, neither one of us can get mad about this. And she said, okay. I said, show me what you think is handsome in a stud. And so she pulls up all these pictures of studs, and they're all light skinned. I said, oh, so you like light skin? Well, how you get with me? You like light skin? I said, so the only people you think is fine is light skin? She said, no. And so she scrolls some more, and she pulls up a picture of a dark skinned young lady. And she was like, now this is fine. And I looked at her because my roommate had already showed me a picture of who she was dating. Showed me a picture, showed me her Facebook profile. I knew everything about this woman. This woman had the audacity. She had the audacity to show me a picture of the person she was dating, in a relationship with, talking about, now this is fine. And I just looked at her. I said, really? Really? And she looked at me like she knew she was caught, but she was not going to admit it. I was like, so you think this is fine? I said, what else do you think about? I'm not going to say her name. But I said, what else do you think about this person? And when she seen I knew her name, her face went blank. She knew I knew. I said, so how long you been talking to her? I've only talked to her a couple times. Well, have you seen her face to face? No. Come to find out, she done seen the girl, done slept with her and everything else. After that, after I found out, I still wanted it to work. I still wanted it to work. So I made her promise me that she wouldn't talk to this person anymore, that she would end it. She promised, of course. I was her bread and butter, her shelter, I took care of her. But at the end of the day, I was too boring. Why? Because I worked and I hustled and I got shit done. But she wanted somebody to play around with. This other person obviously was irresponsible because she stayed with her sister. And I asked her, I said, so what? You gonna leave me? And what y'all gonna do? Live with her sister together and live happily ever after? The fuck? So she promises that she's not gonna talk to her anymore. Here comes my roommate again, maybe a few days later. I don't remember exactly how long, but it wasn't long. And she was like, is your girl still talking to XYZ? And I was like, no. I really wanted to believe in her because the first year that we were together seemed like heaven to me. I was even thanking the heavens that she was here. I felt like she was a gift. Yeah, she was a gift, all right, straight from the pits of hell. And I was like, nah, she ain't talked to that girl, whatever. She was like, yes, she has. See, the roommate that I had here was really on my side. She was playing the girl that she was talking to and my girl, making them think that she was their friend. And my girl was so cocky and arrogant that she believed it. So she's talking to my girl and hanging out with her, laughing and tee-heeing with her, and she's talking to the stud that my girl was talking to. They had each other's phone number and everything. So here she come to me like, and I later realized that, yeah, she had my back, but she was a little messy too. Got a video about that too, about peace. Anyway, she's like, has she talked to such and such? I was like, no. Are you sure about that, Sean? I was like, yeah, she told me she wasn't going to do it, and I believed her once again. I believed her. I wanted to believe her. And I was putting my all into it. She knew I wasn't going to listen to her. So she called my friend. We had a mutual friend, which is actually how we met. This person is deceased now. Rest in peace, baby girl. But she had her call me. And she was like, well, yeah, I'm on my way over. I'm like, okay. She's like, yeah, let's go to Juicy Crab. Let's go talk. Let's go hang out. And my girl normally is like, well, how come I can't go? And but she was like, yeah, go. She was trying to get me out the house so she could hurry up and call her boo. So me and my friend go out to the Juicy Crab, and she was like, your girl is still talking to her, right? I was like, no, she's not. Why y'all keep saying this? She was like, well, have you talked to the stud that she's talking to? I said, yeah. She's texted me talking about she didn't know nothing about it and I can give her a call. She was like, well, you need to call her. And I had no desire to call this other person at all. But she kept begging me. She was like, just call her, just call her. If she say nothing, then we'll put it behind us. But if she, this will close the chapter. So I called the girl and I said, yeah, this is Sean. You left your number for me to call. I said, you got a minute? She's like, yeah. I said, are you still talking to my then girlfriend? She was like, yeah. I said, well, when was the last time you talked to her? She was like, about 20 minutes ago. She said that she was going over her mom's house and doing this, that, and the third. And I knew she wasn't lying because that's exactly what she was doing. And that's exactly what she was doing. Again. Heart sunk. My nervous system was on 1,000. And here comes all the pain, humiliation, anguish, resentment. You talk about betrayal. So I told my friend, I said, okay, take me over here to her mom's house because I put $3,000 down on a car for her, and she had the car. But it was in my name, so I'm going to get that car. So my friend drives me over to her mom's house. I go in. I say, yes, is my girlfriend here? Yeah, she's downstairs doing such and such there. And I seen the keys sitting on the countertop. So I grabbed the keys, went in the car, started it up, took off. Came back home, started packing her shit. Oh my God. This a few years ago, but I still remember it. That did not feel good. So I'm packing up her stuff. I'm packing up her stuff and I'm putting it in bags and I'm putting it outside my house. Then here she comes pulling up, her and her mom. Excuse me. And I welcomed her mom in. She comes in and she starts packing. I said, you got to get out. You no longer live here. And her mom looks at her and said, just going back outside. I hear her on the phone laughing and tee-heeing like this was some type of joke or game, which busted my heart even more. And I continued to pack her stuff. Kicked her out. She went back to stay with her mom. That whole time that I was packing up her stuff, I just wanted her to come and say, babe, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. I'll never do it again. That's all I wanted her to do, was make it right, or attempt to make it right. She wouldn't do it. She wasn't even thinking about doing that. This was all fun and games to her. So I'm in my early 50s. She's in her early 40s. Going around acting like she fucking 25. Completely irresponsible. Still running ridiculous games. And that was that. She goes to stay with her mom. And man, when I got all her stuff out and she went home with her mom, my friend was still here. And I asked her, I said, can you please stay the night with me? Just stay here. And I just crawled on the floor on my knees and laid my head in her lap and started crying. I was hurt and I was trembling. Man, that shit right there, that shit hurt. And from that day forward, every day I woke up, felt like a big weight was on my chest. Like I felt like I was getting ready to have a heart attack every single day. Knots in my stomach, excuse me, knots in my stomach, big weight on my chest. Ooh, man, that was a demonic feeling. That was just absolutely horrible. I could not stand it. That went on for about 2 months. And then we talked again. Guess what, y'all? I took her back. When I took her back, the pain stopped. The physical pain stopped. But she started her shit again. The lying, the deception, the talking down to. Yeah, she was a narcissist. And maybe I'll do a video on narcissists too. Because I'm not going to get too deep into her, the way she used to talk to me on this video. I took her back for more of the same. People, when people show you who the fuck they are, believe them. Think more of yourself. I didn't deserve any of that. Okay. Moving on to relationship number 2. And this is the most recent one. So the first relationship, I was in that for about 2 years, maybe a little over 2 years. Then the second relationship I was in for 2 years. Now, the first relationship I was in broke my heart. The second relationship that I was in here in Atlanta broke my bank. Here we go again. Me trying to make it work. This person wasn't a narcissist. This person, I don't think she was evil like the first one. I don't think she was an evil person. I just think that she was definitely nowhere near as mature as me. And not responsible unless she had to be. She had to be put in a position to then move and be responsible. We came from two different backgrounds. So we got the immaturity, and I'll elaborate on that in a minute. We got two different worlds which we came from. And we have emotionally unavailable. Okay, the first one. Two different upbringings. So the way that I came up is, for a long time, until I graduated high school actually, my mother was single, raising 3 kids. I played sports, track and basketball, and a lot of times just to play those sports, sometimes we had to walk home after practice, which was about 6 miles, maybe more. We would have to either walk home from practice or find some type of a quarter to catch the bus, or we would catch rides with our teammates. Like their parents would come and get them, and sometimes we'd get a ride with them. We didn't have everything we wanted. We had everything we needed, but like I was pretty much raised by a village. So whatever my mom couldn't provide, I had my granddaddy, I had my grandmother, I had my uncles, I had my aunts. So whatever she couldn't do, they would fill in the gaps. I used to have a long jerry curl. And sometimes she couldn't afford to get the jerry curl done, so my grandmother would do it. And sometimes she couldn't always afford the curl activator and the moisturizing spray. So me and another friend, we used to go up to this store called Myers. For those of y'all, they only have Myers in the north, but for those of y'all that don't know what Myers is, it's like a Walmart. Matter of fact, it was there 30 years before Walmart even was thought of. So we would go to Myers, and we would spray each other's hair down. We put curl activator all in our hair, and we'd moisturize our hair. We'd go home and put a plastic bag on, and that would last us, 3-4 days if we kept that plastic bag on. I remember doing talent shows where my mother would buy us clothes and stuff, and not talent shows, fashion shows at the church. And the outfit would be so nice or whatever. And my mom be like, don't get it dirty. We got to take it back. As soon as I turned 14, we qualified for reduced lunches, and we also qualified for the Summer Youth Employment Program. What the Summer Youth Employment Program was for low-income housing or low-income families. Excuse me. That was where the parents or parent didn't make X amount of money, so the kids could be employed by, I guess, the city. So when I turned 14, you had to be 14. I would get a job for the summer. The very first job I had was cleaning. It was a janitorial position, cleaning Gardner Junior High, which is now Gardner Middle School in Lansing, Michigan. And I remember taking those paint scrapers and scraping gum from underneath the seats that the kids had put down. You know, they would put it there, and I would clean and I would do whatever. At the end of the summer, I was able to buy my own school clothes. And I had a sense of pride behind that. I felt like I can get my own money. I felt like I could get my own money. I could have my own money. I could buy my own school clothes. So there was a sense of pride, and I felt like I was helping my mother. That was one less thing she didn't have to worry about. I remember having jobs, part-time jobs for 4 hours, and I would catch the bus. 3 different buses. I spent 3 different buses to go work 4 hours, and then 3 different buses to come back home. I spent more time on the bus than I did working. But the way I looked at it is, there was no gaps in my resume, or no gaps in between jobs. And I liked having my own. I didn't like depending on nobody else. I didn't, first of all, I wanted to be a responsible adult, because those were my examples. The men in my family, they were real men. They worked, they fixed things. And I'll describe that in another video. Anywho, I had to work for everything I had. And I still do. I do have, people that love me and support me, and they're there if I need them. But I make it happen. Her, on the other end, she's used to everything being given to her. And when I say given to her, I'm talking about you're in college with a brand new Jeep that your parents have bought for you. Are you kidding me? No shade, no hate. I'm just showing you the difference of how we were both raised. She was given properties, a home, a house. Hats off to her. And when we got into a relationship, that was her stuff. That's another thing. People come into relationships and they feel entitled to whatever you have. The hell? No. Whatever she had or has is hers. I'm not entitled to it. Now, if we get married and we build some shit together, that's a different story. So, with her, it didn't work because I was working all the time. I'm a truck driver. I'm an owner-operator. She was a truck driver. She wanted to be an owner-operator. So what do? I go get her a truck. She promises to pay for the truck. She promises to take care of repairs and insurance and the fuel and everything that comes with being an owner-operator. She wasn't ready. Everybody is not meant to be a boss. Everybody is not meant to be where you are. I had to fail a few times to get to where I was in the trucking industry. And I was trying to prevent her from failing. Well, in the meantime, she sees me covering everything and that's another thing. Everything was in my name. So, I'm responsible. I don't want to run this. I only want to do Amazon. Well, Amazon wasn't, you only doing Amazon 3 days. That's not enough. I ran my truck into the ground to pay for my truck insurance, her truck insurance. Anybody that knows anything about that, you know right off the rip, that's about $4 grand at least a month. Plus, I paid the rent, all the utilities around here, her car insurance. Anytime we went out and did anything, I paid for it. I paid for the 2 trips to New York. And then just anything else, everything we did, I paid for. Did she ever do anything for me? Yeah. She would cook and vacuum occasionally. Which, the first relationship, that's what she did too. Now, I guess I could say I was blessed in that area because both of them could cook their ass off. I mean, cook. These women could cook. That's one good thing I can say about them. And they would vacuum every now and then. But they both complained and complained. You're not doing this and you're not doing that. Well, if you get off your ass and go to work, I would have some energy and more money to do this. Look, folks, I am single and I am not trying to get in a relationship anytime soon. I am enjoying my peace. What Tyler Perry say in his movies, I can do bad all by myself. I don't need the chaos. I don't need the drama. I don't need the lies. I don't need the cheating. I don't need laziness. None of that around me. You know, I'm not trying to sit here and act like I'm all this and ain't shit. We were unequally yoked. And obviously, I must have been suffering from some form of low self-esteem because I completely lost myself in both of those relationships. First of all, I jumped from one relationship into the other. I didn't even take time for myself to heal and to get to know and love Sean again. I didn't do it. Actually, I jumped into the second relationship to ease the pain from the first relationship. And to convince myself that I still had it. If the second female knew, well, you know what? I can't even say if she knew. She knew how to love me because she showed me in the beginning. If she was willing to be consistent and love and support me the way that I loved and supported her, we would be happily married right now. Probably would have built the ground. We probably would have built a house from the ground up. Both the trucks would have been paid for. If she would have just worked and grinded, if she would have grinded like I did for 6 to 8 months, we stopped making love. So, this is December. We broke up sometime in February. But I think it's safe to say that I've been celibate for about a year. More than that, longer than that. Because we were together and not having sex. That's a red flag, people. If you're not intimate with your mate, there's a problem. For long periods of time, yeah, physical intimacy is necessary unless you got some type of physical disability or something like that. But there's other forms of intimacy. And I'm old fashioned. You know what I'm saying? I like, come rub on my neck. Kiss me on my neck. Rubbing my hair while we watching TV and we cuddling up. I enjoy opening the doors for ladies because I want them to feel special. I want them to lean into their femininity because that is what I'm attracted to. So that didn't work out. Before the first relationship, I dated a couple people. One girl, she was a good person. And she was gay. And the reason I say that is because the last person I dated is now dating men. And the first person I dated, she'll never admit it, but she'd go both ways. But this person that I dated was not really in a relationship with. She was all the way gay. And she was a good girl. We just was kind of, I guess, didn't have enough in common. We both loved neo soul. She had a bomb ear for neo soul. As did the girl in my first relationship, which was one of the things I loved about her. Anyway, I dated a couple people that they were bi, and they thought that I was stupid and couldn't see it. So I stopped. And even since this last relationship, I've had a couple females try to get with me. And I just recognize bullshit. And if it's not bullshit, it's just either something that I just don't want to deal with. You know what I'm saying? And I'm a pretty patient person. But I have decided to put me first. It is time to put me first. To fall in love with Sean again. And to accept Sean exactly where Sean is right now in life. Menopause and all. Still fly. Still fine. Still got this gorgeous smile. Still a charming motherfucker. What? Yeah. I'm looking in the camera right now, falling in love with myself. And you know what? It has nothing to do with being arrogant. It's what I call a little bit of healthy selfishness. If I can put all that time, money, love, and energy into somebody else, I can damn sure put it into myself. And that's exactly what I'm doing. So yeah, I ain't had no decent girlfriend since I left Michigan. At least in Detroit, you know exactly what you're getting. Them girls up there will be 100 with you. What you see is what you get. Which is what I am. What you see is what you get. But down here, they play on that. And the caliber of women have changed. Like, they see you as like some type of sucker or something. If you open a door for them, that's so ridiculous. If you open the car door for them, or you call and you say, hey, how you doing? I was thinking about you, or something like that. They be really thinking you a sucker. Or if you say anything to compliment them too much or whatever, I think they be thinking you desperate or need them, or I don't know. But I'm used to dating women that appreciate shit. So yeah, I'm sure I'll be in another relationship at some point, but I ain't in no big rush. I'm focusing on me and things that I like to do. Yeah. So I hope that y'all got something from this. If y'all have any comments, put them in the comments. Put them down in the comments. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. I will be sharing more content on my life experiences of life over 50. Thank you for watching the 50 Plus channel, and have a good day.